This is our paper two, and this is a June 2024 exam from the Mpumalanga province. So we're going to look at section A, which is a compulsory section, which consists of 30 marks and which requires you to spend on average 20 minutes. So the first question is a market structure that is known as a hybrid market structure. In other words, when it is called a hybrid market structure, it is a market structure that combines characteristics from different market structures. So if you look according to responses that we have, you see that the correct response that we have is a monopolistic competition, which we have at C. So we are saying C is the correct response. For number two, the type of price elasticity of supply whereby any change in price will have no effect at all in the quantity supplied. So even if your price is increased, quantity supplied will not change. So in that case, it will be inelastic. The most appropriate that we have is the perfectly elastic because in this case it has a no, there is no effect. So it means it's going to be perfectly inelastic, which is A. Number three, this refers to the total remuneration paid to the factors of production used in the production process. So we've got a marginal cost, average cost, fixed cost, total cost. So the correct response that we have is a total cost. And we've got number four, the price that is quoted for goods on the market and gives signals to buyers is called the dash price. So we have it's called the absolute price. So we have B as the correct response. Then we go to number five. Firms that determine their own prices are known as price. They are price makers. So we've got price maker, which we have on D. Suppose the percentage change in quantity demanded is 25 and the percentage change in price is 25, determine the value of PED. Remember, the formula for PED is equals to percentage change in quantity and demanded over percentage change in price. So here, basically, we are having our percentage change in quantity demanded being 25, which is our numerator, and then we put our denominator, percentage change in price being also 25. So obviously, we are going to have a 1. So we have number 6, we are saying A, which is 1. Then we go to the next part, a period of production where all factors of production are variable. It is the long run. That's when we have all factors of production being variable. In the short run, we have at least one factor being variable. So that's what we have. Then 1.1.8 dash states all other factors being equal as the price of a good or service increases, consumer demand for the good or service will decrease, and vice versa. So this is basically the law of demand, which shows a negative relationship that exists between the two variables, and that is the variable of price and the variable of quantity, and that is being demanded. Then we go to the next part, which is now on the matching weights. So we have got market equilibrium as the first term that we have. So we check in terms of the explanations that we have in column B, which one matches market equilibrium, and that's where we've got aggregate demand equal to aggregate supply, or demand equal to supply. The point of intersection of the two curves. So we have D 1.2.1. Economic profits. We have got various responses that we can choose from. This is when total revenue is more than total cost. So we have F as the correct response. Availability of closed substitutes. We check this is when the price of one brand of the product increases, consumers buy another cheaper brand. So you know that this is what transpires when we have got substitutes, whereby if the price of one of the substitutes increases, the quantity demanded of the other good will also we see that it also increases. And we are going to see that that's a scenario that is being explained by B. So we have B. So we've got a marginal cost, which explanation do make is marginal cost. So we try to see according to responses we have. So the amount by which total cost increases when one extra product is produced. So whenever we have one extra product being produced, the change that transpires becomes the marginal. So we have G. habit forming products, we see according to the responses we have again, they have an elastic, they have, in terms of habit forming products, and remember, habit forming, these are products that you consume, even if the income is low. That's the main characteristic that we can have in terms of habit forming a product. So according to the responses given, we check again, which do we have, which matches that. So the most appropriate would be have an inelastic. You have an inelastic demand because consumers for those goods cannot go without them. So we are saying we are going to see that even if price increases, those goods are going to be demanded. Since they are habit forming, they cannot live without them. So we have C as the appropriate response. After we have changed it to inelastic demand. Then we have got oligopoly, which one do matches oligopoly. So if you go to I, a market structure whereby few sellers dominate the market and each seller do not influence the others, but he has to consider them. So we have I. Then unitary elastic. When we have unitary elastic, we have got equal proportionate changes that are taking place. So we say, you see, according to explanations that we have, we check in terms of the explanation that we have, which one do matches unitary elasticity. So try to check according to response given. So we have H, which saying percentage change in price results in the same percentage change in quantity. So we have H representing unitary elastic. So we try to see which one do we have, which matches a profit maximization being the last one that we have. So we try to check. So profit maximization is explained by A, which is the short run or long run process by which a firm may determine the price, input and output levels that will lead to the highest possible total profit. So we have A as the most appropriate. So moving on to the last section that we have, give one term for each of the following descriptions. So first one, the actual price of an individual item at a certain time is the nominal price. So we have nominal price. And highly trained, educated, or experienced segments of the workforce that can complete more complex mental or physical tasks on the job. So I would say that this is skilled labor. Skilled labor is the correct response. And number three, the type of goods that consumers can live without them, e.g., expensive cars and entertainment. So these are luxury goods. The value of inputs owned by an entrepreneur and used in the production process, these are implicit costs. The amount of money that a firm earns for every unit sold is average revenue. The mechanism that brings buyers and sellers together to facilitate the exchange or transaction of goods or services. We have a market. This describes the market. And this is the last question that we have on our section A with a total of 30 marks. Thank you for listening. And let's meet again in the next video.